Back to school is here, and with all the cost of this time of year, you may be feeling the heat. Well, Premier Heating and Air is here to cool things down with great savings and rebates starting at $1,000 on a new heating and air system. Plus, you can choose from a free gift of a Wi-Fi thermostat, UV light, or a $100 Visa gift card. Also, Premier's $59 service call includes the first pound of Freon free. Visit PremierHeatingandAir.com and experience the Premier difference, a locally owned and operated company.
Welcome to the Coaches Show. I'm here with head coach and district athletic director of Dublin High School, Roger Holmes. Coach, coming off our first game over here in the Shamrock Bowl last week, non-region game. I'll go ahead and say that to kick the season off. I don't know who scheduled that game against Waynesboro.
Me either.
Out of our administration, I'm not going to call names right now, but I think it was a good test to open our season up against a quality football team in Waynesboro. We talked last week, that's probably our longest running rivalry, and they brought a good football team in here to the Shamrock Bowl. We knew they would. It was going to be tight. Opened up with a 14-point lead. We're looking real good, and then here comes Waynesboro.
They got the momentum in the fourth quarter.
Right.
We had I thought defensively Swainsboro was pretty good, and they proved out to be that really as the night went on. They were a solid football team, but I felt like offensively we played pretty good for most of the night. We had the one turnover. Our defense bailed us out in that situation. Defensively, thought we played pretty good. The frustrating part was the play they hurt us with was a play that we knew that was their money play.
Right, their big play.
And at the end of the day, though, they made a couple of plays and we left a couple of plays on the field. And
difference in the game.
And that's when you play a close, hard football game, it usually comes down to those playmakers. And
yardage-wise, we were about the same.
It's a 15-14 game, and the statistics at the end of the night, total yards, I think, were probably within 10 or 15 yards of each other.
267 to 264, something like that.
Yeah, it was a balanced football game. Now, it is frustrating. You go into the fourth quarter of a game and you've got a 14-point lead. You've got to find a way to hang on. We had a situation down here, our only turnover of the night was right after they'd cut it 14-7, and we turned the football over. But I was extremely pleased with our young men because the defense rose to the occasion.
Bounced right back.
And got them off the field, held them out of the end zone, and we still got a 7-point lead then. And I don't know, there's about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the game. One first down, the game's over, and we lose 2 yards on the first down play, and that was a frustrating situation. They had 12 guys on the field, and the official didn't catch it. And not that stopped the play.
We could see from the stands that you were giving it to the ref pretty good about that. We didn't know what it was, but he was getting an earful, and I think he realized what he did.
Well, they did, and then, again, you've got to overcome those situations. But now it backed up late in the game. You don't want to make a mistake and give them the ball on the 15-yard line. So it's hard to overcome a 2nd and 12 against a real solid defensive football team like they were. And, and then on the 2-point conversion, we hit the guy. We come off the edge with a blitz. We got him stopped and turned up. We have 2 guys hit him, wrap him up on the 4-yard line, and an effort play. An outside guy coming in probably ducked his head. And really, he didn't hit their guy. He hit ours and knocked us off.
Spun him.
But it was a great individual effort by the young man from Swainsboro.
That we were scared of, 15.
15, we knew what kind of playmaker he was, and if he wasn't such a battler and wanted to win so bad, he would have went down. So,
right.
You know, you got to tip your hat to those young men and the coaching staff at Swainsboro. They got us, and, you know, hopefully what we do is we learn from this experience, we regroup, and we get ready to go next week across town and see what we got on, you know, East Lawrence.
Yep, right. Next Friday night.
You know, I think we got some good highlights in here from the game the other night, too.
Right, okay. Well, it'll be a good time, but we'll take a break, come back with some more Dublin football after we catch some highlights.
School might be in and the football stadiums may be full on Friday night, but the deals are still smoking hot here at Dublin Nissan. There's never been a better time to buy a crossover. With more inventory and better deals, now's the time to get up and get to Dublin Nissan. With savings of up to $4,500 off MSRP on the Frontier, and with our best inventory in years, now's the time to take advantage of the last days of the Nissan Summer Sales event. Remember, Don sells cars well at Dublin Nissan.
Friendly Gus is fuel good food. Whether you're grabbing a quick cup of coffee on your way to work or filling up for a big road trip, Friendly Gus will be there to make sure you have what you need. Check out our lineup of specials now. Any size iced tea for just $1.69, a 3-piece dark combo or 2-piece pork chop combo for $7.99. And with over 20 locations, a Friendly Gus store is always nearby. So stop by Friendly Gus today. And don't forget to shop Cochran Brothers Cash and Carry for all your bulk item needs. Come by today and see why Friendly Gus has been serving Middle Georgia for over 100 years.
Since we were founded, the Houston Clinic has sought to provide the most advanced orthopedic services available to men, women, and children of all ages and all walks of life. And today, Dr. Gay and Dr. Richter continue the tradition of service in the Lawrence County communities. From our sports teams through every facet of this community, the Houston Clinic is not only proud to serve you, we deem it an honor. The Houston Clinic, 100 Medical Drive, Suite 400 in Dublin.
Matt Hatchett, representative for Lawrence County, is proud to support our local high schools, our East Lawrence Falcons, Trinity Crusaders, the Dublin High Fighting Irish, the West Lawrence Raiders. Matt Hatchett, representative for Lawrence County. Go team!
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Coach, and we're back with some highlights of the Dublin-Swainsboro game on our beautiful at our beautiful Shamrock Bowl here.
Yeah, it is without question. That's a beautiful facility, and we're going to open up right here. I think the first highlight that Brandon Walden has put together for us right here is a little option play. We're running to the right, and Jeff pitches the thing out. And unfortunately, Travis ended up later on in the game hurting his ankle a little bit, and that kind of slowed us down on some of his big play capabilities. But now we're running a little misdirection play here off of the buck sweep, and Marcus Knight getting outside on the perimeter and being a good physical runner right here. You know, I just felt like that he himself did a good job. Got to tip your hat to the quarterback getting out in front right there. Jeff Davis with a block on a DB. And that's all 11 guys are responsible for a block on every play, and he just did a great job right here. And now we're inside the red zone. I think this was our opening drive of the night, and we run a little sweep up in there, and Trav sees a little bit of daylight and ducks up inside.
Yeah, stuck his head up in there pretty good.
For a nice physical play. Here we go. Let me get rid of some of these dots and lines we're looking at from a coach's standpoint. I apologize, but here's a nice little counter play up inside with Trav, and he busts a long run. And again, these are some of the things that we've got to work on to get a little bit better as a football team. Our tight end is trying to get to the middle third defender so we can bust a long run. And if that guy runs away, then he's got to turn and look back and cut off the backside chase. And if you see what we're talking about right here, all right, the safety's gone. Now just turn back and get this one. Okay, so when you look, we break that tackle, and had we gotten to number 5 right there, it could have been a house call, you know. So it's those little things that you try to study and teach the small things, because the small things turn into the big things. Here's Dontavius Cannon on the option.
Leading ground gainer for us the other night, I think, with 127 yards, Coach.
Well, I knew he was our leading ground gainer. Unfortunately, I hadn't paid a whole lot of attention to the stats, because the one that meant the most, we were on the wrong end of, you know. Here's a little defensive highlight. They're trying to run a little shallow cross right here, and our linebacker does a good job of picking up the shallow, breaking up the pass.
And notice Waynesboro and a group of folks that they brought over here.
Yeah, they had a nice crowd. It was a pretty good gate. Not obviously a great gate, but a solid one. Now we're going back and we're trying to run the counter that you just saw Trav hit a big play on a few minutes ago. And here was our player of the game for us, Dorian Carcamo. Dorian did a real good job the other night on both sides of the football, so he turned out to be the coach's choice after grading the film. So the touchdown club player of the game was Dorian Carcamo.
Couldn't ask for a better kid, I think.
There's not a better kid on our football team. There's some just as good,
right?
But there's none that are better. Here we go again. Quarterback Jeff Davis, we're running the midline, and he's making good decisions and good reads. And there's Dontavius Cannon getting out in the open, and when he does, he's got a chance to go the distance anytime he can break the line of scrimmage. He's a tough young man. Not bad, you know. I mean, it's really an incompleted pass, but got to do a little bit better job with our linebacker on leveraging that. East Lawrence going to run a play similar to that. We've been working pretty hard on trying to do a little bit better. I thought our run defense for the night was pretty solid. We held them to under 100 yards of total rushing offense, and but
I thought the defense played outstanding for the most part.
Well, we gave up the long touchdown pass. This right here was a great effort. Okay, this is a backup DB in the game, Ty Salter. They try to throw the high ball up top, and Ty ends up competing with the young man and ends up getting the ball out, which again was a nice thing out of him. Here they go. There's a chance to end the game. If you will, because he picks that one.
Right.
It's a pick six, you know, and we're sitting right where we wanted to be, underneath the slant. They throw it right through our hands, and
a little high.
Yeah. You know, that's
he knew it.
Yeah, he's frustrated, but you know, that's Jakarian Jones, and he's a heck of a football player.
He is.
To win close games, you got to make big plays, right. and our young men understand that, because we've had opportunity to be in a lot of big games. Not necessarily all of these, but for the most part, this is the same route that they beat us for the long touchdown on, and it set up the win. We got to get a little bit better right here. That DB's breaking on the football, but you got to play through that receiver. Okay, if that guy came down with that one where we didn't wrap him up, it would have turned into another big play. So you got to play through that receiver, and hopefully that's something we'll get corrected this week. So I think that's all the highlights we have right there. And, you know, film studies huge.
Well, we bring our kids in here on
Sundays.
On Sundays after church to come in and study, and I think from the most part this year you've had a really, really good crowd of kids. For the most part, most of them have come on Sunday.
Yeah, you know, they want to get better, and there's no better teaching tool than to have the quality of film. Like you said, Brandon Walden handles all that for us. When we film a game, we use 3 angles. What you're looking at here is what we call the wide angle.
All right.
Then there's one from the end zone, and then there's one that we shoot from the side. We call it the tight angle. And
your kids see all this Sunday afternoon.
We try
and
to
some maybe Monday. I don't know.
And you know, here's the thing. Not only are you pointing out things that you don't do well, because you have to do that if you're going to get better. You've got to correct things you're not doing well. But I think it's also important to point out the things that the young men are doing very well. You know, so it's not all a gripe session. We don't want it to be that way. You want to point the positives and the negatives. And, you know, as we go into this break, this one's behind us.
Right.
You know, we come back after this break, we want to talk about East Lawrence and what's in front of us in our first region game.
Right, Coach. What we'll do is we'll take a break, have a word from some of our sponsors, and we'll be right back with some more Dublin football.
Hi, I'm Tom Domine. Here at Dublin Nelson, we pride ourselves on providing the industry's highest quality products at the most competitive pricing. We are a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry, and we can answer your questions and help you get the parts and equipment you need. From mowing to Renee, we carry the plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products you need from the brands you trust. We also carry a great lineup of Milwaukee tools. At Dublin Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment, doing things right, one customer at a time. If you have a question, or if you're looking for a hard-to-find part, give us a call. Our experts are ready to help. Order online, give us a call, or come by at 507 Airport Road in Dublin. We're committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day.
Hello fans, Ben Knight for Farmers State Bank. Friday night football and Farmers State Bank. As easy as FSB. Dedication, hustle, trust, commitment, and teamwork. Giving our all every day, just as our local football teams do every Friday night. Join us at Farmers State Bank and support your local team. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Georgia Pools is your authorized dealer of RecTech grills. From smoking to searing, RecTech grills do it all. So come into Georgia Pools today and grab life by the horns. We also carry all the Yeti products you could need. Coolers, tumblers, cups, and more. Find all of this and more at Georgia Pools. Call 478-275-3607 today or come on in to 1201 Hillcrest Parkway in Dublin. Georgia Pools, your authorized RecTech dealer.
Hometown Supply is welcoming in spring with a bigger and better selection of zero-turn mowers, blowers, string trimmers, and a complete line of power tools for the yard.
Hometown Supply has all of your lawn and garden equipment from zero-turn mowers to string trimmers and blowers. We carry all major parts and offer service and repair, so come see us at Hometown Supply.
And remember, Hometown Supply has a large selection of new and used appliances.
And remember, if you can't do business at Hometown Supply, you just can't do business.
Midstate Pools and Spas is Middle Georgia's most trusted pool builder. Whether it's in-ground or above, you can count on Midstate Pools and Spas for all your pool needs, including outdoor furniture. From pool chairs to patio furniture, Midstate Pools and Spas carries Telescope and Polly's Island. So call or come in today to Midstate Pools and Spas. Now open Monday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 1.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $2,500.
Products you can count on, a name you can trust. That's Midstate Tractor and Equipment.
We're back with some more Dublin football, Coach. Great highlights that we've seen that B. Wall, Brandon Walden, puts together for us every week, and we appreciate his efforts and what he does for our football team out there. Coming up next Friday night, or this Friday night, starting our region football with the East Lawrence Falcons. We're going to go across the river and play over there at their place over there. A new facility over there. And,
beautiful facility, too. They've done a really phenomenal job.
The program is really moving in the right direction from what I'm hearing from a lot of my friends that have matriculated out that way in the past. And you know, I think East Lawrence, I think their program is on the move. I think they're moving in the right direction, and we've got a lot of young players, so should be an interesting battle over there, I think.
Well, they're very, very, very talented. You know, they came up a little bit short on their opening game with Johnson County. You know, it was a 27-0 ball game. Johnson County up with about 6 minutes to go in the game, and it ended 27-21.
I think if there'd have been 4 or 5 more minutes in that game, East Lawrence would have probably won that ball game, Coach.
Well, I can't argue that, the way the momentum swung.
They had to mow.
The quarterback, another Sneed, had a phenomenal night moving around in the pocket, throwing the football. Their game was somewhat of a typical first game with a lot of penalties on both teams. I think Johnson County had 2 touchdown runs called back with penalties, and East Lawrence got themselves in trouble a time or 2 with some penalties. But once they kind of woke up, if that's what you want to call it, got some momentum going and some juice going, then what East Lawrence wants to be kind of showed up, and that's a explosive football team with a lot of skilled, talented players,
scrambling
all
quarterback.
over the field. And you know, ever since I've been in Dublin, for the most part, East Lawrence may have had as many or more skilled players than anybody around here. And then they've got them again. And then they've got a couple of defensive linemen that are real physical and playing extremely hard. And you know, all those skilled kids on offense at the wide receiver, running back positions, very, very talented. And then they turn around and those guys play in the secondary for them also. You know, they talk about being young, how young they are. Well, when I look at them defensively, I think I saw 7 seniors on the defensive side of the football, so they're not really young on the defensive side.
Not as young as our football team.
They're probably not as young as our football team. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to being able to make plays and execute, and their ability to do that obviously has our hair standing up on the back of our neck because they're very talented. They play with a lot of energy and effort. You know, our young men can't get wrapped up in all the trash talking. A lot of that seemed to be going on.
It goes on every year.
And we've got to leave that alone and focus on playing good, fundamental, sound football.
Well, you know, their coach, I think, is a motivator. in that respect, and he'll have those guys ready over there.
There's no doubt. Jesse Hicks is well known football coach in Middle Georgia. He's had a lot of success wherever he's ever been, and he's got things headed in the right direction, I think, over on the east side. And got a lot of respect for Coach Hicks. Always have.
Right.
I've known him since my first year getting to Georgia 24 years ago. So we know we're in for a battle when we go over there. I'm not sure they wouldn't sell the stadium to be able to kick our hind end over there Friday night. So, we've got to get back and focus on Dublin and take care of Dublin and see what we can do when we go across the river on Friday night.
That's right, Coach. What we're going to do, we're going to invite everybody over here from the west side to come early, buy a ticket over there. I think you can get them GoFan, and
they do sell them at the gate also.
They sell tickets cash at the gate over there.
Yes.
You probably pick it up on the radio, I'm sure. What we want to do is get the community involved.
Well, it'll be a good night. I anticipate a good crowd. It was the last time we went over there.
Right.
And so I think it'll be that way again, no question about that. Maybe it'll cool off a little bit from where it was last week, but it's still been pretty hot out here this week.
Right. Well, again, we'd invite all the folks from our west side over here to come because we know East Lawrence is going to come up Friday night, as you said. So what we'll do, we'll wind it up. Again, everybody, let's get out and support our Dublin Fighting Irish Friday night, and we'll be back next week for some highlights of this game.
Sounds good.
Natural gas all over town.
Get yourself a natural gas tankless water heater and save space.
And have endless hot water.
Natural gas is more efficient than electricity.
And it's lighter than air.
When you install natural gas appliances,
you can get rebates up to $1,500.
The City of Dublin will finance you up to $10,000.
For 60 months at 0% interest.
Use natural gas for all your outdoor cooking.
It's a luxury.
We're on call 24/7.
You'll call us and we'll be there.
Whether you're building a home or starting a business, City of Dublin Natural Gas has you covered.
We serve commercial and residential gas all across town.
Yeah. Finish the drill with natural gas. Call your gas guys
at 478-277-5048.
Hunting season is just around the corner, so come into Roach Farm and Garden and stock up on your supplies. Want the best food plots? It starts with Roach Farm and Garden. Iron clay peas, radishes, brown top millet, 3-way, 5-way, oats, and all the clovers. Keep them big bucks hanging around with trophy rock, salt blocks, wild game innovations, and deer cocaine. Remember to pick your voodoo up at the register. From gardening to hunting to anything in between, stop in Roach Farm and Garden, 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.
Hey, it's Stephanie at Shamrock Honda Kawasaki. Want a great way to get around town? Come see our selection of 125 trail bikes. We'll get you going. Whether you're doing a quick commute to town, need to get around college campuses, or just a nice ride on a Sunday afternoon, this line of small 125s will be perfect for you. So come see us today, 106 Savannah Avenue, 478-272-4563. Come see us or give us a call.
Hi, I'm Perry Williamson, and we've been baking here at Williamsons Bakery since 1927. In 1965, my grandfather, Merle Williamson, hung our name on this bakery. Ever since then, people have been stopping in for the Williamsons tradition. We invite you to do the same here at 1634 Veterans Boulevard, or catch us on Facebook, or just come get you some.